The fall of Singapore in 1942 marked a significant turning point in the Pacific War. This wasn't just any city. Singapore was a vital cog in the British Empire, a naval base of paramount importance, and a fortress considered impregnable in Southeast Asia. But history had a different tale to tell. The winds of war blew towards Singapore when General Tomoyuki Yamashita of Japan decided to make his move. On December 8, 1941, just a few hours after the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese forces launched an invasion on Malaya, now part of Malaysia. Employing their fast and effective blitzkrieg tactics, they rapidly advanced down the Malay Peninsula. The British, along with Australian and Indian forces, initially put up a strong defense in Malaya, but the tide of the battle was about to change. Despite their initial successes, they were gradually pushed back towards Singapore. They underestimated the mobility of the Japanese forces, a miscalculation that would prove costly. Despite the British's initial successes in defending Malaya, they were pushed back towards Singapore, underestimating the Japanese forces' mobility. As the Japanese forces closed in on Singapore, the defenders faced a determined and well-coordinated assault. In the face of this relentless onslaught, British commander Lieutenant General Arthur Percival made a strategic decision. He chose to concentrate his forces on the island itself, thereby abandoning the causeway that linked Singapore to the Malay Peninsula. This decision, while strategic, was not without its challenges. The defenders grappled with severe logistical hurdles. Supplies were dwindling, and the lines of communication were stretched thin. Coordination among the British, Australian, and Indian forces became increasingly difficult, further hampering their efforts to mount a robust defense. Moreover, the defenders underestimated the mobility of the Japanese forces. Their swift and agile maneuvers kept the defenders on their toes, making it hard for them to mount an effective counteroffensive. Surrounded by Japanese forces and facing severe shortages of supplies, Percival realized the futility of further resistance. The stage was set for one of the most significant capitulations in military history. On February 15, 1942, Percival surrendered to General Yamashita, marking the largest capitulation of British-led forces in history. This was a pivotal moment that would echo through the annals of time. This surrender led to the capture of a significant number of troops and the loss of a strategic base, a blow that the Allied forces were not prepared for. The once impregnable fortress of Singapore had fallen, proving that even the most fortified defenses could crumble under the right circumstances. This event demonstrated the sheer effectiveness of the Japanese military tactics, which were fast, efficient, and unyielding. It was a shocking revelation that shook the core of the Allied strategy. But the surrender did more than just shatter illusions of invincibility. It shifted the balance of power in the region, lending momentum to the Japanese forces. The fall of Singapore had far-reaching consequences for the balance of power in the region during World War II, marking a significant turning point in the Pacific War.